Hello, world. It's me. It's I, Ryan, Crownson's Corner, Healing Chef. This is the Healing Chef's podcast. Sorry, we were smoking. Very much so. I don't know what we were smoking, but I'm pretty sure it was from Arise. Shout out Arise. Hey, shout out Ian and all them. But this is Healing Chef's podcast. Healing Chef's podcast all about mental health, hinted with natural remedies, we'll say. But chef comes from the word chief meaning leader. Everyone that I have on here is a leader in their own life, in my eyes. Today's chef is Dominique.
Hi.
Hello. Thank you for coming. You're from Tucson, and we had tapped in a little bit earlier, and thank you very much for coming in. I know you're very much tapped into the Tucson area, and shout out Tucson.
Woohoo, Tucson.
Hell yeah. Because a lot of support. I have a lot of support in Tucson. I'm gonna have to making my way downtown. And I'm gonna have to come see you guys. And
Oh, for sure.
hell yeah! But thank you very much for coming. And again, shout out you. So if before we jump into any of the segments, can you introduce yourself and tell our listeners, watchers, who you are and what you do around the community?
My name's Dominique. I live in Tucson. I grew up in Douglas, and after high school, I moved up to Tucson. I've been there since. I am a brand ambassador for Smokiez. Yay, shout out to Hannah and Bree.
Shout out Smokiez.
And I also am always learning about cannabis, reading, watching videos, growing myself, plant science, and education. I'm right now tapping into family education in cannabis. I got some children books on teaching kids about cannabis and about adults using it responsibly. So
Get out of
they're
here. I
not-
didn't even know that,
Yes.
dude. What the fucking dope.
So
Hell
I
yeah.
got permission from a publisher to read one of the books online. So that is what I'm working on right now.
Well, I mean, that's awesome. I didn't even know that. Thanks for dropping that on me right now. My eyes went wide. That's dope because like normalization and like talking about these things, especially with children, is the way to go.
Yeah.
I mean, shoot, we're constantly drinking caffeine, energy drinks,
Mhm.
and all that kind of stuff, and we educate our children on everything else. But why?
Plants.
Plants?
Healthy plants.
Right. What the heck?
That can help you in anything and everything, basically.
Yeah. Awesome, man. Awesome. Oh, hell yeah. One more time. All right. So we'll go ahead and jump into the first segment, though, which is Cannabis Journey. All right. So Cannabis Journey is all about how you found cannabis and like where you're at with it now. Like I always like 2 days after Christmas, I'll be 40. And I grew up with, the brick weed and the big trays so you can tilt it and so the seeds will fall so you don't have to pick them all out yourself or whatnot. But that's where I came from, and now we're into like dabbing. We got the Puffco pivot and all this crazy stuff. But yeah, how did you find cannabis, and where are you? Where are you? Just kidding.
So how I found cannabis was my grandmother's rubbing alcohol containers. She infused her own alcohol, her rubbing alcohol.
Okay.
At the time, I didn't know what it was. I assumed it was one of the many plants she grew outdoors. She grew food and she grew plants for medicine, and not cannabis, but she got the cannabis from neighbors. And she would infuse her own herbs or her own rubbing alcohol. And it was just fairly recently that I learned that it was cannabis. And yeah, and she would rub it on our bumps and scrapes while we were running outside, and we'd come in and lather it on us. And I didn't know. And it's funny because I grew up in a very...
That's crazy because like
and she was very strong on her plant medicine. She again grew her own food, had chickens, and she lived in the outskirts of Douglas. And I grew up in a very conservative family, so it was like drugs are bad, you know. That was it.
But didn't you guys run around smelling like weed?
No, I know, right?
What?
I mean, it was at my grandma's house, but I mean, at home with my parents, it was, you know, we lived in a conservative lifestyle.
Okay. Yeah. No, I grew up in Missouri, partially, and then middle school and high school out here in Arizona. But definitely that's crazy that you just found that out?
Yeah, about my grandma fairly recently. Yeah, I just thought it was like the herbs she grew and she pulled them out of the earth and threw them in the rubbing alcohol. I didn't know what it was back then.
Did she smoke or
no? She wasn't into that. She was more into like she had cottonwood trees, and she would make ointments, or you know, if we had a sprained ankle, she'd put our foot in that.
Not even as an intoxicant.
No, just medicine.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's refreshing. That's new.
And I wish she would have knew more about it, but you know, there's still that stigma to it. And I think she would have used it more and properly had she known more about the effects of cannabis.
Dope. Well, thank you for sharing that. How do you use cannabis in your life now?
Right now in my life, it's physical, mental. In fact, I just turned 44. So yes. And my bones hurt. I used to do stunts in films back in my mid-20s.
Oh,
and
shit.
It hurts now. Like my muscles hurt.
I don't want to see the movies.
Oh no, they were independent films.
Like, we're gonna find them.
But I actually posted a YouTube video on Instagram of a short that I was in that was submitted for Southwest.
Oh, okay. We're gonna check. We need to check some stuff out. But yeah, no, I'm getting. Yep. Bones hurting, waking up, and yep.
Yes, and then let's get more personal here. Menopause. It works.
I'm not going through it at all.
But and that's also a stigma in women. You know, nobody wants to talk about menopause. I'm there, and it helps. It helps with the sleep. It helps with the hot flashes, and it helps. And I wish more women knew about cannabis and how to use it to help their bodies and help their minds.
Hell yeah, absolutely. That's a big point of this podcast, is to talk about the hard subjects that no one else is talking about. And menopause happens, and
I get grouchy, and I need to be happy. I need to be present for my kids and not be on all kinds of drugs.
Yeah, I feel you.
The other drugs.
I'm also not. I'm not going through menopause, but I also need weed to calm my. Maybe I am going through menopause. Everybody, shit. Roast me in the comments. All right. But yeah, no. Fuck. I think everybody can relate to a time where they're like upset or something. They can use some fucking weed to just calm them. Yeah. Like one of my favorite strains, I don't know if you've ever had it, is OG 18. OG 18 is just like a phenotype, I guess, of OG Kush. But every time I've ever had it, when it's properly grown, it can, like, you know, those moments when you're like so upset and you're like, and then you smoke and you're like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
What the hell?
You snap out of it.
Yeah. What the hell was that?
Yeah.
that strain does it to me every time. So anybody PTSD or anything like that, find out if you can find OG18, try that shit out. Do you have any strains that you like for
I don't. I still like my Granddaddy Purple, my little OGs. Durban Poison is one of my other favorites, so I stay with my
land races and stuff like that, and classics. Yeah, I'm gonna start growing here next month.
I just trimmed mine not too long ago.
So I'm excited about that. I want to tap into maybe some of your knowledge and everyone else's knowledge out there. I'm gonna need help, everybody. It's my first grow ever.
Wow.
I've chefed up a bunch of stuff, but I've never grown. So I'm extremely nervous. I have a bunch of friends and all sorts of places that want to help. So I'm gonna lean on y'all hard because right now I'm just like, okay, whoa, what do I buy? And then what do I do?
Yeah, and the soil and all that other stuff.
Yeah, we gotta, the soil and the nutrients is what I'm like stressed about right now. That's what's stressing me in my life.
I think that was my issue when I first grew the first couple times, was stressing on the nutrients and everything and just baby and coddling them. And then this last time I didn't put as much, strain on it, that they had these big gorgeous colas, so yeah.
I want to smoke that. Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing that. We'll go ahead and jump into our next segment, which is trip. All right, Trip Tales is all about psychedelic experiences, news, and stuff like that. Me being a veteran with PTSD, and I worked through so much shit, and continuously working through shit. Psilocybin helped me with shrooming and stuff a little bit, and like I said in the last episode with Mushmore, ketamine is really what set me back and helped me fix that. But do you have any experience yourself with psychedelics or any news that you have?
I do. Let me think.
Okay.
So, my first psychedelic experience was ecstasy, and then
so much of that. So much.
And then, well, after that, what was it? I want to say it was shrooms and then acid.
Yes.
And I've tried them in microdose, and I've done my full ego dosage.
Hell
and
yeah.
Did
you do a thumbprint?
What's with that?
Oh, don't, ladies and gentlemen, don't look that up. I have not done it. It's a lot of acid. Don't do it.
No. But you know what? My acid experience, and maybe it was that I waited so long that it deteriorated, because I felt more like a mushroom trip, and like the person that was guiding me was like, "You're not acting like you're on acid." And I was like, "I don't know. It feels like shrooms." So I'd be
like, hey, you don't know my experience? Shut the fuck up.
Pretty much. Huh?
Yeah, right? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? How do you know what it's like for me to do anything? You fucking, what the fuck? It's just wild to me. Yeah, psychedelics are great.
But I really like mushrooms. I've tried like maybe 3-4 different strains.
Okay.
And I've done them at home, and I think the favorite place to do them at my house is in my living room, because I didn't know at the time, but I was pregnant, and I painted the entire room dark blue.
Okay.
I know. It was like a mood at the moment, with like
it was a vibe,
sponge, silver and gold in it, but it was just like so pretty to see it while I'm like shroom tripping.
Right.
But my most favorite is outdoors in nature. And I feel like I connect with my Native American ancestors. A lot of times I do see them there, and I see animals that aren't there, and I feel like I connect with my Native American side really strongly.
Hell yeah. I feel like anytime I'm ever like really stressing on a shroom trip, because
Mhm.
shrooms, like, I love acid more than shrooms.
Mhm.
I just have a way more positive feeling off of acid. I think it's because of the fiber and stuff in the shrooms and stuff, maybe, that are actually messing with this avatar thing that I got
Uh-huh.
going on here. That gives you that, hey, this is making me uncomfortable, and it kind of gives you that kind of weird
Yeah.
feeling. But like acid, I'm just like, ah!
You
but
know, with
but but it's
mushrooms.
mushrooms. If I ever get too bad and I walk outside, I'm
Uh-huh.
like, oh yeah, I forgot.
But
This is great.
I feel like my body relaxes. It's not even just mental,
Yeah.
physical, like all the inflammation and pain. I feel like a well-oiled machine. Like when I go hiking, I just like going through the trenches and climbing over the big boulders, and it's like I
Reconnects you
love
to
this.
nature.
Yes, and then like I've had doctors prescribe me steroids and all other stuff, and it doesn't work. But microdosing on mushrooms, I'll do like 3 pills, and it has me like in the boundary of microdosing and your psychedelic view journey. And if I'm right there, it just relaxes everything. It's just perfect.
For sure. Yeah, because like if you take all these prescription shits that they give us and
Hmm.
everything, I almost feel like I'm doing a fucking robot, and I'm just like, because I'm just like, because
Yeah.
they're just like it's not really fixing the problem in my body or something. But when you put like shrooms or natural remedies and stuff in there, the shit fucking flows, and you're like, oh
Yeah.
shit, that's it. And I'm like, oh, what they're trying to do, then you realize this, what they're trying to do is replace this feeling that
Hmm.
fixes it with something that they can fucking cash in on,
Yeah.
because they can't cash in on this,
Yeah.
so they do this, and then it's never going to fix the full problem. It's going to cause other, and
Yeah.
so more money.
More side effects.
Yeah, and we're never treating a problem, we're treating symptoms, you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So dope. Yeah, so we were talking when we were smoking though. You wanted to ask about DMT, right?
Yeah.
Here we go, right? Everybody take a sip. All right. Here we go. So I have done DMT a couple times.
Hmm.
The first time, um, I think it was in like I got liquid,
Hmm.
and it was to dab. Oh no, my bad. I'm going back. It was actually a powder. This was a powder, and I was still
Okay.
dabbing it, but it was a powder. Um, it was a weird vibe that this guy gave it to me, and he probably was like scamming me somehow, and he eventually did scam me at one point in time. But the version of what I had was DMT. It smells like death. I don't know how to explain it to you. Um, if anybody's ever been in like a hoarder's house, or like a grandparent's house that is just like that house has been there for a long time, and that old smell, that kind of mildew, that
Mm. Mm.
mothball smell, that's death. That's what DMT smells like. um I took a dab of that shit, and on my TV screen was Good Mythical Morning.
Hmm.
And I don't know how to tell you that everything in front of us, like behind here is a projector. This everything in front of you is like a white screen. Your visual is being projected from what you're seeing and whatever. It's a really hard concept to grasp, but if you can grasp that right now, that's
Mm.
so what happened was, on my second hit, everything turned like all the visual stuff wrapped around like shapes, like circles and stuff, like, but all on like a spindle, and they were all like boom, 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 boom. But what had happened is like this, like everything that you're seeing was just went instead of being like an abacus, like an abacus, like a reversed abacus. Everything turned into an abacus and was spinning, and I'm like, and it was just showing you this is all visual bullshit. This is noise. This is fake. Reality was unzipping, and I was like, no. And I was like, no, because I was by myself. But my ex was in the other room at the time, and and I was like, oh no. And then I've been this high a couple times in my life, and if I get this high, I'm like, the government knows I'm high. I'm at to a certain point. They know, they have a way to tell when you get to a certain level.
Oh my God.
And they all know now.
Paranoia.
They're coming in. They're going to be coming in the door, and you're not going to be able to explain what the fuck is going on, because right now the world is unzipping, and you've cracked the code. Oh shit, fuck, here they come. But that was but I didn't have another way to like take the next step, which is supposed to be the astral projection. So this is me telling everybody, don't do any of these psychedelics unless you have someone there to help guide you, to like a trip sitter or something like that, when you really want to do something, especially some strong dosages stuff, because one, you may not be able to get the therapeutic thing that you want out of it, and two, you may scare the shit out of yourself. And I scared the shit out of myself. And I just curled up, and I was just like, I had woken up my ex, and I was like, wash that down the fucking sink, get it all out of here before they come and get me. We got to get it out of here. She's like, what is it? I'm like, it's GMT. like everything's fucked with me right now. And she's like, what is that? I'm like, fuck, I don't have time to fucking explain it. I'm fucking losing my fucking mind. And God, it was the worst experience. And that was my first time. And then the second time, it was actually the liquid time that I dabbed it. And at that time, I did see it was the mechanical elves. The second time, the mechanical elves threw at me every insecurity I've ever had at me, and throughout my entire life. They're like, it's not your time to be here. Get the fuck out of here. This is, oh yeah, you're here. This is what you are. No, I'm like, oh, I'm not. Like, yeah, you are. No, I'm not. Fucking, they're just like, they're being mean.
Oh wow, that's scary.
They're like, get the fuck out. I'm like, I don't want to. And then they showed me a projection of me actually being in a psych ward, to be honest. And guess what happened not too long after?
Psych ward.
Yeah. That's when I turned my life around and started this podcast.
Oh wow.
Fuck. That's just it.
I'm sorry.
Oh, it's good. It's good. That's the point of this. But yeah. DMT is crazy because it showed me. I was like, oh shit. I don't want to be that. But like, no, dog. You need this. And I fucking made my way through some shit. I got with this girl, and shit went bad, and she convinced me to do drugs, and then something snapped. I was like, dog, it's time to get help. But it really showed me a projection, to be honest, now that we're sitting here having this breakthrough.
That's
that yeah, that the DMT showed me that, but I really want to try it and do it the right way with like a sitter and stuff, because I really like the astral projection, and I think I'm getting ready to be ready for that part. But DMT is fucking powerful. But that, yeah, thank you. Fuck. Thank you. So if you guys want to try the shit, hit me up. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know where to get it or anything like that. It came up a couple times in my life, and I'm really hoping that there's other places eventually that will offer that. And I'm sure there will be. And I'm sure there are places right now that you could find.
No.
To get this done.
No.
Anyway. Nothing needs to be said. But yeah. Anything else you wanted to add with the psychedelics, even though I just had that crazy ass fucking breakthrough?
That was amazing.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Thank you for sharing that.
Oh yeah, and it's your episode.
We were just talking about that outside too.
Yeah. Awesome. So we'll go ahead and jump into
Yo.
Hello?
Yeah, we.
Okay.
I don't know.
I mean, I can also replace that in editing. Anyway.
That's not coming through.
Anyway, mental health as well is all about, the things that we deal with. Obviously, I've dealt with a lot. And I like to ask people, do you have any like coping mechanisms that you use? Because like when I was going through all that kind of stuff, and before I checked myself, I didn't really have any coping mechanisms. I kind of knew like, well, just fucking deal with it. It is what it is, and that's not a fucking coping mechanism. No, that's a bury it for later.
Exercise. I mean, I've been looking for different ways therapeutically to just clear my head, and exercising. I do water aerobics. I have real bad hip, so I do water aerobics, and it stretches everything out. In fact, I'll take like some sativa or hybrid, and the water feels amazing. But that and just walk, journaling, drawing, writing, anything and everything. I mean, there's times where I'm like building up anxiety throughout the day, and then it's like, okay, I need to figure an outlet, and I'll just maybe smoke a joint and walk around the block or something.
Fuck yeah. I've been working out a lot lately, so exercise is dope. I get so fucking high. Like, look, so I get up, I have my like pre-workout, which a lot of caffeine. There's first drug of the day, caffeine. And then immediately I take a dab or something like that, and I'll be dancing, getting in the shit. But like when I'm like, when you work out and everything, one, it gets you this thing working a lot better, and it feels better. But you're locked into nature, feel more animalistic and stuff. But when you're working out, that's all that exists at that time.
And hiking, we try to go as much as we can hiking, and it's just like grounding yourself. And I love going during like the late summers where there's water and, not so hot, but close to fall, and just hike and be barefoot and feel the water and the earth, and it feels good.
That is something that I do miss about Missouri, is that about being able to walk out and put my feet in the grass.
Yeah.
That
as opposed to Phoenix.
Yeah, don't go outside for 99% of the year and put your feet on the ground. I did that when I was younger, when I was visiting out here before I had moved out here with my dad, and I was like, I'm really fast, because kids fucking think watch me, I'm so fast.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm gonna run to the mailbox and get your mail and come back. They're like, it's the middle of the summer, don't fucking do it, you have no shoes on. I'm like, it doesn't matter. I'm fast. They're like, that's stupid. I literally, so we were in a cul-de-sac. I ran down to the, the mailbox for everybody. I ran down there. And I'm like, that's not bad, unlocking it. As soon as I'm starting to unlock it, it's starting to sizzle. I'm like, ha, 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 ha. I'm like, okay, got it. And I'm running back. And that's when I look back and it just looks like it just looks forever, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like looking at all the houses along the way because we're in the back part of the fucking cul-de-sac, of course. I'm looking at all, and it's like rocks. I'm like, no grass. I'm like, there's no place for me to like get some relief. So I like ran to like 1 yard, and then I'm like, I'm just fucked. And then I just ended up going to that. This is a good story about life. Just listen to people sometimes. And I finally get home, and then I'm ruined. Like the next day, like hours later, I just have giant blisters like this big on my feet and everything. Just horrible. And they're like, so maybe take some advice from some people that have gone through some shit in life, especially with mental health. And don't go outside in Arizona and burn your feet. Don't just try DMT by yourself. Like, maybe do this shit guided. I do these things so you guys don't have to. But yeah, mental health is crazy. Everyone's dealing with all sorts of things. I appreciate you sharing. We're also dealing now with drones.
Oh
in
yeah,
New Jersey.
I saw that.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
What's your conspiracy theory on that?
So I believe in just about anything that isn't the mainstream view. So you could probably convince me just about anything. But I believe that there are drones out there that are ours that they're not explaining, chasing down shit that we can't explain. So what that is I don't know about aliens. I don't know about advanced us. I don't know if it's future us. I don't know anything about, or if we're just so advanced and they just been playing mind games with us the entire time, which I'm pretty sure that's 99% of it. So what I think we're going to find out, I think this season of USA 2024 has been fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Next season, 2025 coming up, is going to be insane. What do you think?
Oh, for sure. Season of the Alien.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aliens.
Year of the Alien.
Alien?
Aliens.
Oh. I was like, wait, there's only one? Holy shit, we got to fight.
Planets.
Yeah. I think it's aliens or whatever future advanced something. It's advanced something
Worldly
that we
beings.
can. Yeah, interdimensional, whatever the fuck. Maybe not from other planets. Maybe from this planet, just in another dimension.
Ooh. That's spicy.
Yeah. All right. So we'll go ahead. Thank you for sharing with me the conspiracy. I just get high and fucking watch conspiracy shit on YouTube. That shit's so fun to me.
Right.
Some people watch cartoons. Awesome. I also watch cartoons. But we'll go ahead and jump into the last one. Is it plug time? Sorry, I was making the sounds because technical difficulties, life be life in. It's okay. That's what editing is for. It's all good. My life is nowhere near perfect. So Plug Talk's all about is your time to shine. Like plug anybody, shout out anybody you want to. Smoky, I've been selling the hell out of Smokiez as I've been budtending at Ponderosa.
Oh, thank you.
The sour blue raspberry, I like them. I mean, I like them all. I mean, you just drop off a truckload at my house.
So shout out to Smokiez and Spinello. And if you're looking for like a low carb gummy, Spinello's 1 carb of sugar per serving.
Oh, dope. Heck yeah, because
and it has rosin.
even better. Less processing, more high, better stuff. And anybody else you want to shout out, or anywhere they can reach
you know who
or
you
if you want
are.
to reach you, Okay.
If they want to reach me, my Instagram page is Dominique _TUCSAZ. What is it? Dominique _TuxAZ. TUCSAZ.
What did you say?
Dominique _TUCSAZ.
That's it.
All right.
Yeah. Awesome. And shout out to everybody in Tucson. We love you all. Shout out Green Hat Podcast. He's well connected out there. Tap into him. Ponderosa is opening up a new store there Wednesday.
Yeah,
Heck yeah.
I'm excited to see them.
Hell yeah. We got the new bags with the flower. It looks like the old Ziploc bags.
Oh, that's cute.
They're so dope. Check that out. I want to shout out Habari Entertainment. If you want any video podcasting, you can do your podcast here. I mean, you can't have my stuff, but you can have your own and do your own podcast here. Hit them up, habarientertainment.com. And they're always tagged all over any of the stuff. So you can find them on IG as well. I believe it's at Habari. Is it _ entertainment? Habari _ entertainment. Then there's Habari News, ENT, and then Habari Studios. Make sure you check all them out. Shout out to Revelry. We got the giveaway going on. They have the Dab Kit and the Rolling Tray Kit coming out. Dropping those to you guys tomorrow. This is coming out another day. And then we have the Hades. Shout out Hades Apothecary. Shout out Santa Cruz. Shout out everybody. Shout out Bree. Shout out Bree. Yay. Shout out everybody. Shout out you guys. Thank you very much for coming. This was dope. Thank you for letting me have my breakthrough on your episode.
It's okay.
No, it was dope.
Anytime.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
With love and compassion, we'll find our way. From the battlefield to a brighter day.